Imagine you have an idea that could solve a problem in society. Imagine you have an idea that you know is a solution to a problem in society. Imagine you have an idea that could earn you millions and millions in dollars. And imagine you have an idea that could make you, or you are the next potential Mark Zuckerberg. Imagine, just imagine with me. And just because you spoke out of turn in front of very well connected, very well resourced people, your idea gets snatched from you and turned into a reality. And all you are is a very wounded Tom, Dick, and Harry who keeps saying, that was my idea, that was my concept. There's no legal frame that protects you. There is no any sort of documentation to prove anything that you are saying. But hey, you're out here saying, those guys stole my idea, I told them this thing, but there's nothing legally that protects you. Imagine you are in such a position. I speak because I know many of us, especially in the African continent, we have fallen prey to intellectual property thieves. It could be corporate bigwigs, it could be all sorts of people. Imagine you just spoke something very simple over dinner, and before you knew it, someone took it, turned it into a reality, and you are out here sobbing, licking your wounds, just like the way dogs do it. And you are feeling so very demoralized because you feel like you shouldn't have opened your mouth. If that is you, this video is for you. This is the Bad Guy Corner. Welcome. Today we talk about intellectual property.
And groceries to people's homes.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. We have apps that deliver food, clothes, electronics, you name it. How about one that delivers groceries? Or well, anything you can find in a supermarket. We could do people's monthly shopping. This is an app that can start here in Nairobi and expand to other cities.
I will use this app religiously. Me and all the bachelors in the city.
See, our target market is sitting right here.
Okay. It's not a bad idea. Let's see how it goes. I will give you all the resources you need. Have a dummy app in my hands by the end of the month.
Great. Thanks.
I will employ you. I will give you a fat salary and a commission on that app. Get me that dummy app.
Thanks, Jamal.
After going through Okello's proposal again, I am super convinced that this app will be a success. Have you seen the projected earnings? Huh? The numbers?
I have. This is the idea I have been looking for months.
Oh, it's good that you hired him. He'll be a valuable asset to this company.
Whoa. Hired him? Chill, Julius. He's an intern.
But you'll hire him after he's done the dummy up. You said so yourself.
And I say a lot of things I do not mean. I have no intentions of hiring Kels. In fact, I will fire him as soon as he is done with that app.
Wow. Isn't that a bit tough?
Life is tough, Julius. Life is tough. Kels thinks that I would pay him even a single cent on that app. Let him do all the hard work. We will reap all the benefits.
So what is intellectual property? I'm just going to go through a few things that I learned that could be classified as intellectual property. It's innovations, both artistic, scientific, or any type of innovation that could be used for commerce. It could be music, it could be technology, it could be, I don't know, anything that is here. It could be just a concept that could be turned into a TV show. It could be the next big Steve Harvey. Basically, that's intellectual property. If you have a concept that can be commercialized, that can go for, something that could turn into a financial cash cow for somebody, that is intellectual property. So how can you protect yourself from intellectual property theft? I have 7 tips, and if you stick on till the end, I have one bonus tip that you will thank me you listened till the end, so that you can be able to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. You could be able to be the next, I don't know who you look up to. I say that guy because, bro, you're going to realize later when I tell you the story of how he almost lost it. But stick around, because this is about you. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I am not anywhere around the law system. I have friends who are lawyers, and I have not consulted any lawyer here. I've just done my personal research. Plus, I'm adding a bit of my experience to this. But if you are the kind who really is into law and all that, you could drop me a comment below and let me know, should I have a lawyer come and we sit down here and talk about this whole intellectual property thing? Let me know. Drop me a comment below. And just before we go any further, remember to smash like on this page and also follow me so that you can be able to be notified whenever it is that I post a video. I do it once a week, God willing, and I sure hope that you are blessed by each and every one of those videos. Now, tip number, put your entire concept, entire idea on a piece of paper. Write it down. The Bible says, write your vision on walls that men will see it and run. Now, put it down. I'm not saying go and publish it on your Facebook wall. No, put it down on paper and make sure that you, without a doubt, have understood what it is that you even have in your hands. Yeah, write it down. Then when you do that, go seek legal advice on how to copyright or patent your idea. I say this because the last thing you want to happen to you is for someone to actually hear what you have said and then they go try and snatch it from you. You want to be protected. So step number one, write it down, seek legal counsel on how to copyright or patent your idea. I mean the entire idea. Write it down, break down the projections, write everything down. If anything, even reserve a name for whatever it is that you want to do and categorize it, because you really do not want to be in a position where you are robbed of something you know very well. It could have made you a lot of money, could have taken you out of that ghetto. So, boy child, girl child, do that. Write it down, seek legal advice, and make sure that you are copyrighted or your idea is secured with a patent. Tip number 2, have your lawyer drop for you what I love to call a non-disclosure agreement. Now, what do you need this for? For moments when perhaps you spoke to your uncle who knows a person who could be a potential sponsor for your particular project or your particular concept. You want to have your presentation to whoever you're going to present it to protected under the Constitution and under the laws of whatever land you're in. So have that NDA drafted up, and of course be sure that it covers every base for you. Read it through with your lawyer. It covers every base so that there's no loophole. What do you do with this non-disclosure agreement, which is the NDA? What you need to do with it is simple. When you have it drafted, the moment someone calls you and says, hey, Awo, come and present for us your idea and we could see maybe if we could, fund your idea and maybe we could partner with you. Before you make that presentation, make each and every person in that room sign that non-disclosure agreement. I mean it. Make them sign it. Tell them, guys, before we go any further, I need us to sign something. Look at it like a prenup for men who marry women who they don't trust. Did I just say that? Okay, yeah, just look at it that way. And so protect yourself, protect your intellectual property. So tip number 2, after you've done the whole patenting and copywriting, go get you drafted a non-disclosure agreement so that you are protected even when you start going out to lobby for funding. Step number 3. Now, at the beginning of this video, I hope, I talked about Esau and Jacob. Esau was the firstborn of Isaac, and for some reason he got hungry, got lazy, sold his birthright and his right to be the person who receives the blessing of his father for a bowl of soup. He was that stupid. So don't be that stupid. Don't allow to be wined and dined unless there's some sort of commitment. The only whining and dining that should be happening is when you have already signed the deal and the contract is through. Believe you me, when you drink a milkshake that is 40,000 shillings, don't think you are drinking it and people who have bought that milkshake are buying it innocently. And also another thing, why are milkshakes 40,000 shillings? Do they like have the blood of Jesus that washes away the sins of the world? I don't know. Drop me a comment. I don't know. Why do they cost 50 blinking 1,000 shillings? Oh, I'm talking about EGX. So in case you're watching this from like Kenya, please forgive us. Our money is like that. It is, I don't know, very useful like that. So please, don't allow to be wined and dined. Don't go for those Serena, Javas, or whatever sort of meetings. Don't allow to do that unless you are actually dealing with a committed group of people who are ready to see you through with your project. So until you are in that position, in that space, do not allow to be wined and dined. If anything, always meet in a formal space. So if they say, hey, can we go for dinner? Like, no, can I schedule a meeting at your office? Or perhaps, can you come to my office and let's sit and talk? Why I'm saying this is because you are actually avoiding what I call foolery. You are going to be fooled. They will, what do you want? Lambasta chicken and the spaghetti bolognese. And then you're all there thinking, oh my God, I'm eating all these exquisite things. Believe you me, that could just be the reason why you open your mouth. And if you're the kind who likes to put in some alcohol, please, whining and dining is clearly not for you, because we all know what drunk men do. They sell nations, they sell visions. So be very careful. No whining and dining. Sober, formal setting. That's where we meet these guys, okay? That's tip number 3. Tip number 4, stop being desperate. Now, in the early 2000s, giant Yahoo, yes, Yahoo.com, those guys, you know them, they offered Mark Zuckerberg very little money. Let's say like $1 million, is it, or less? Yes, I'm going to find those for you, and you can maybe put them somewhere. But they offered Zuckerberg some money, and he turned it down. He knew his value. He knew what he has in his hands is going to turn him into a billionaire. And these guys wanted to buy him off for $1 million. So he was a bit more stable and sober, and he decided, I am not going to sell my birthright because you are offering me money. So please don't be desperate. Don't get your ideas stolen from you or bought off from you for 1 million Uganda shillings. I mean, like, have some standards. Like 1 million Uganda shillings. Like you have it in the morning, in the evening, you don't know where it went. 1 million Uganda shillings. All right, or less, or even 200 ki. 1 chiziki. Stories for other days. So please control that desperation. Find other things to invest your energy in. Find, ways to develop. If anything, start pursuing your own dreams. Start pursuing your own goals. Don't allow yourself to be so hungry that someone would offer you peanuts for what it is that you have as gold, and you sell it. And then 10 years down the road, you're going to be thinking, oh, I sold my idea to I don't know who, and they're turning it into millions and millions of money. I have been that person before, so I'm telling you, cut the desperation. Find ways to channel that energy to something else. Tip number 5, share the idea, not the blueprints. Now, most times when we are trying to win people over, we share everything. We juice out our mango, we juice out our orange, we share everything. You can actually find a smart way. Get these guys who know how to write these presentations really well. Just share the idea, not the blueprints. So, and also learn not to fall for those trick questions. What are the projections for this? How do we do this? Please share the idea, not the blueprints. When you do that, you actually increase your value in the sight of the people who are actually working with you. Remember, you've done step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now you are out here making sure you are very, very, very careful with making sure that no one is actually going to know how to execute this. They may decide to copy, but they will not know how to execute. So share your idea, not the blueprint. Okay? So find a way, find your friends who know how to do these presentations and who know how to protect you from sharing the blueprints, and share the idea, not the blueprint. Tip number 6. Now remember when I said you need a lawyer at the beginning? Well, I also think when you're going to make these presentations, carry a trusted partner, carry a trusted family member, carry someone you trust as your witness when you're going there, and also carry that lawyer along. Don't go solos, yeah? So that when you are going there, you are going in as a team. Don't do a one-man show, because believe you me, many people have been swallowed up, because when you're going to meet those people, they never meet you as a one-man show. You never meet people as a one-man show, especially when they see potential in what it is that you're bringing to the table. So go right ahead and make sure that you go and meet them as a team. Have your lawyer there, or have your lawyer send you a representative. Have your friend or someone who actually is your partner. If you're doing this as a team, go all in, people. Don't go solos. Go as a team, because then you have people who are able to look out for you. And if you know someone who understands corporate lingo, carry them along. Tell them, guys, I need you to help me come and sit through this meeting and tell me if I'm about to be hoodwinked. Don't go solos for these presentations, people. We don't want you to cry. Don't go alone. Tip number 7. Now, this tip might sound like I am contradicting myself with everything I've said. But friends, not all ideas are worth all this much sweat. Sometimes if someone can actually buy out your idea, and you know it's not going to be worth all that, especially maybe it's something that adds to something really small and someone can buy you off for it. Believe me, find your good corporate brokers who are your friends. Make friends with people like that. Network, especially if you're in this entrepreneur space, learn to network. So find your corporate broker friends and plus your lawyer and negotiate a good deal for yourself. Get paid out and walk away. Sometimes some of these projects are really not worth the hassle. And sometimes some of these ideas are really not that juicy, but they could benefit one company, and that one company can know how to work out from it. And perhaps the money they'll pay you won't hurt them as much as the money you'll have to put in to get your project off the road. So please, sometimes learn to sit down with your lawyers and your friends who actually are in a circle and, weigh the pros and cons before you sell off, but also make sure you know that not all ideas are worth the hassle. Now it's time for that bonus tip. Now remember the point when I said you need to be careful and guard yourself. Learn to be tight-lipped. Do not share your idea until you see it come to pass, especially with people who you do not know. Learn to zip it. I used to be the kind of person who would be very excited. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this. And somehow it sort of jinxes it. And people also begin to, not everyone who's around you is for you. So you need to be very careful. Learn to be tight-lipped. If you're an artist, for example, and you're planning to release this dope album, let us know about the album when it's ready. Okay? If you are, like, for example, maybe you're out there saying, I'm going to start this YouTube channel, it's going to be about this. Let us know about the YouTube channel when you've already started shooting that content. If you are, for example, going to do, this business idea that's going to transform the grocery industry, let us know about it when it's already out. Don't come and publicize it. Be tight-lipped. And even your inner circle should be tight-lipped. If anything, that NDA thing I talked about earlier, make sure your inner circle signs it as well, just for your own protection. So that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I pray that this has helped someone. I pray this has helped a creative out there learn how to protect themselves from intellectual property theft. If you have any questions about intellectual property, if you want me to get some professionals, people who I actually know and I respect, who can break down these concepts for you, you can drop me a comment below. You can let me know that right now. Hey, tell you what, I'll be doing this every week. So just keep it here on this page. Go scroll through all the other videos. Make sure you watch them. Remember to hit like on this page and follow and be able to keep checking over and over again. Of course, if you are watching this from a shared forum, you can find me somewhere here. I'm putting my platform over here. My name is Awo. You can call me the bad guy. And remember, don't be Esau. Don't sell your birthright because you're drinking milkshakes that are 40,000. Like I said, if you don't got the blood of Jesus, it's not worth it. I'm out, guys. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Hand to head salute.